First up on the show, the United States has warned Israel that an all-out offensive in Rafah will not eliminate Hamas but rather lead to anarchy. Israel's all-weather friend, the United States, last week halted the transfer of weapons to Israel, including 350 high-capacity bombs. This as Hamas has warned that Gaza's health system is just hours away from collapse due to a lack of fuel. And truce negotiations have also hit a pause. United Nations chief has urged for an immediate ceasefire and unconditional release of hostages, while Israel says it is evacuating Gazans from Rafah and trying to minimize the civilian casualties. Israel's military has also said it has opened the Erez crossing into the northern part of Gaza after the UN warned that barely any aid was reaching the residents. Here's a detailed report on what's happening on the ground.
Israel sent tanks into eastern Jabalia in the northern Gaza Strip on Sunday. This comes after a night of heavy aerial and ground bombardments, killing and wounding dozens, the Hamas-run health ministry said. Jabalia is the biggest of Gaza's 8 historic refugee camps and is home to more than 100,000 people. Late on Saturday, Israel's military spokesperson Daniel Hagari said its forces operating in Jabalia were preventing Hamas from re-establishing its military capabilities there. Also late on Saturday, an airstrike hit Deir el-Balah, killing at least 8 people, according to the Palestinian Health Ministry. Palestinians displaced for a second time attempted to set up tents there, as Israel proceeds with its plan for a ground attack on Rafah. More families, estimated in the thousands, were leaving Rafah as Israel's military pressure intensified. Tank shells landed across the city as the army gave new evacuation orders, covering some neighborhoods in the center of the city, calling for Gazans to head to what it calls an expanded humanitarian area in Al-Mawasi. The armed wing of Hamas and the Islamic Jihad said their fighters attacked Israel forces in several areas inside Gaza with anti-tank rockets and mortar bombs. Outside of Gaza, a rocket directly struck a house in the southern Israeli city of Ashkelon on Sunday. Israel's military operation in Gaza has killed close to 35,000 Palestinians, according to Gaza's health ministry. The war was triggered by a Hamas-led attack on southern Israel on October 7th, in which 1,200 people were killed and more than 250 people taken hostage, according to Israeli tallies. Egypt's foreign minister said on Sunday that Cairo would continue its mediation between Israel and Hamas and urged the two sides to show the flexibility and the will needed to reach a ceasefire deal.
And well, while Gaza is being pounded continuously, fresh tension is also being witnessed on Israel's northern border. Hezbollah has claimed responsibility for a strike that wounded 4 soldiers in the country's north. Hezbollah fighters fired a guided missile at an Israeli tank across the border on Monday. The Israel army said 2 anti-tank missiles crossed from Lebanon into the area of Yiftah, which wounded the soldiers. And our correspondent Jody Cohen has been tracking all the latest developments in this story closely and sent us this from Israel.
U.S. Envoy Jack Lew has denied that U.S.-Israel ties have changed, saying that the Biden administration would only withhold 1 set of munitions if Israel would carry out a major ground offensive in populated areas of Rafah. Israel has said that it's carrying out limited operations against Hamas there, is evacuating civilians beforehand, and has opened another aid crossing to facilitate aid into Gaza. Commentators are noting that the comments are coming on Israel's first Remembrance Day since Hamas's 7th of October massacre in Israel. But the feeling in Israel is that the Biden administration is trying to appeal to the far left in the US, whose votes they're trying to get in the forthcoming election. And many commentators also suggest that Israel doing so well in the public vote in the popular international Eurovision Song Contest at the weekend, they say shows that the silent majority in the West supports Israel in its fight against Hamas. This is Jody Cohen for WION World is One.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.